It's here, and stocks are going to have fireworks tomorrow. Why? Because we're going to find out whether Jerome Powell is going to be able to avoid a recession. That's not a pretty word. So what's happening with charts? Well, the S&P went to a new all-time high record intraday record, but it did not close at a record high. Hey, still pretty good. So is there more to the story here? Well, that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. So we're going to go through and look at a few more charts. But notably, as of right now, we're currently over last week's high. That's a really important catalyst for me. But let's see what happened today. So is he going to be able to avoid a recession? They're talking about 1995 and Allen's Greenspan and the all elusive, like the unicorn soft landing. Very rare. Right now, there's a 63% chance of a 50 basis point cut tomorrow. And this gives me the same style headline that I saw yesterday, which tells me that a soft landing is priced in. 1995 priced in, no recession priced in. 5 cuts before the end of the year, priced in. 8 cuts before this time next year, priced in. So what is Jerome Powell going to say tomorrow to really make the market have an extra boost? And I say that because we are so close to getting to a new all-time high, and we have low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, which means that if we have another higher low tomorrow, it means that we're likely going to still be over last week's high. And then all the bulls have to do with something that's really, really simple. So I trimmed a little bit more today, but if the market going down by 7.5% scares you, listen to Warren Buffett. If you're worried about it, you shouldn't be in stonks. What is he telling you? Hey, when the most elite companies in the world, that's the S&P 500, when they go on sale, you don't run out of the store. That's one of the only places that people actually run out of the store as the sales or discounts get deeper. What he's saying is that stocks are going to go up, they're going to go down. We all understand that. But what I really want to allude to here is the fact that we've talked about this area multiple times. If you loved your portfolio up here and hated it down here, you're getting another chance to basically sell back at any price you had before. That's what a new all-time high means. It doesn't matter what price you bought it at. You get a chance to take some off the table right now, some chips off the table. And that's exactly what I did. On the last 2 times we were down here, I added a little bit more in the move lower, but even I am having a hard time respecting my plan. So let's see what happens tomorrow. Recession, no recession. This is the news versus the reaction to the news. So if Warren Buffett says, hey, if you're worried, you shouldn't be owning stocks, why did he sell so much? Why did he sell half or 55.8% of his Apple stock? Is this sometimes easy to say, hard to do? Do people sometimes flip-flop? Absolutely they do. So what is Jerome Powell going to decide to do tomorrow? By the way, look at that nice Rolex. I believe that is an Oyster Perpetual. Nice choice, Jerome. Or Jay, if we looked at tomorrow at 2 o'clock, headline numbers, they're going to cut for the first time. Remember, the Bank of Canada is talking about jumbo cuts or 50 basis points before the end of the year. So 2 o'clock and then 2:30. I'm going to go through that with a group tomorrow as well. So we'll have that. That's the main takeaway. A little bit of data on Thursday, but really, what's going to happen with Jerome? Well, there's 1 or 2 things that can happen. And right now, we are so close to getting back into greed. Please remember, the recipe we were looking for last time was 2 daily candle closes over the 50-day moving average and us going into neutral. Well, now I basically told you I want to get to a record close, basically at 566. If we look back here to our monthly candles, what do we note? Well, it's pretty simple. We got 564, looking at the number up here. So 565 for the month of July, 564 for the month of August, and 566.58 for the month we're in right now. So what does that mean? This is currently a failed breakout. So fail breakout on the monthly, yes. Breakout on the weekly, correct. And then higher low and higher high in the daily chart, yes. So make this really simple for me because I'm getting confused. All right. I want to see us on a record close, which we talked about for notes. I'll get to that in 2 seconds here, 564 for SPY. And because we're so close, we want to get back in agreed. Here's a little bit of comedy.
Don't worry about it. You're still in good shape. All you got to do is just tap it in. Just tap it in now. Hey, just tap it in.
Just tap it in. Just tap it in. Give it a little tappy. Tap, tap, tap-a-roo.
All right, so a little bit of comedy there, which basically means the bulls just have to tap it in by getting us 1 point higher here into greed. And basically, we have to just hold on to this area going into the weekly close on Friday at 4 o'clock. All we got to do is hold on to 563.04. As of right now, we're there. We're a few cents over. So can the bulls just tap it in? Are they going to be able to hold it? And if you haven't already, please consider smashing the thumbs up or subscribing to the channel. Thank you ahead of time. All right. So why did I trim stocks today? Well, because this is giving me all the warm, fuzzy feelings that everything's priced in. Everything. Read this article. It basically says that 1995, the rare soft landing. People are optimistic. We're going to break the historical trend. We're optimistic. We're going to dodge a recession. I'm like, oh, crap. Ugh, not time to sell everything, but can we listen to Warren Buffett? Can we raise some cash? Now that we're back up at resistance, is it time to maybe take some profit? We need one more point. And this would basically mean that this is a pop flag. And then we're looking for a pop to what? Higher lows and higher highs. Low, higher, low. High, we got to make a higher high, just like here. Low, high, higher, low, higher, high. We got to pop in a grade. That failure to do so is going to really hurt here. All right, happy. Let's move on. So really simply put, pause the video or go back to the weekend video. I'll leave that with you at the end. We now made a weekly higher high. Are we going to hold it? That's what it comes down to. Super, super simple. And the reason why is because, do I have my Bitcoin chart? This one here. Hey, the week's not closed out yet. So history does not repeat itself, but it often rhymes. And if we fall back below here, do I have that chart handy? Oh, I do. So if now we go to a candle close and we go to a candle close, did we pass? Nope. We're right on resistance. So that's where the intraday high versus closing high really matters. All right, so let's go through this here. I'm already at 6 minutes. I'm a little bit behind schedule. Let's go. So this is what I did today. Pause the video. I'm going to now walk you through and tell you exactly what I did because people often talk about the real portfolios. I am now going to show you my real live portfolio. And there's a reason for that. So what I said today is that for what it's worth, I just raised more cash. I've updated in my 401k channel. Good luck to all. I'm now sitting on 25% cash, which basically means I'm still pretty invested. I'm looking for either scenario number 1 or scenario number 2, which means we're either going to go to a new all-time high, backtest curl, I'll buy the curl. That's what I'll do with this 25% cash I just raised. Or scenario number 2, we start to lose 550 and we got to be receptive for all the way back down to 511. So what am I telling you? Well, hey, as of right now, weekly breakout, but it's like within cents. Here on the monthly candle, failed breakout. We'll see where we are on Friday. If we don't hold the daily high or low, we're going to be back below here. What does back below here mean? It means back below our gap fill, back below our Fibonacci extension or 161, and our last level of defense is going to be the 50 DMA. Remember, we can often move 1 to 2% on Fed days. What's tomorrow? It's Fed day. It's the first cut in 12 months. This could have an oversized move. We could move higher by 2%. That would get us to roughly 575. That's a big number. Or roughly down 2%, which is what? Our 200 DMA. Are you ready for either scenario? Because like I just told you, if you love your portfolio up here, but you didn't like it down here, please, please, please just heed the warning. And I can't say that loud enough because, look, number 3 leads to what? It leads to a test of the 50 and a loss of the 50, a loss of the 200. For the S&P 500 here, if it retraces, we're looking for a lower low. We're looking for us to go even lower than we were here, which is what? Oh my God, it's below the 200 DMA and it would be below our current low. Yes, that's what I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to give you a warning. Even if I'm wrong, I feel pretty good about this warning right now. We got to be ready for 510. Why? Again, what else is there to price in? 5 cuts, 4 or 5 cuts before the end of the year. I might be wrong on that one. Might be 4, 8 cuts between now and this time next year. No recession, check. 1995, check. Soft landing, check. AI boom, check. All right, what else? Man, Jerome better come in heavy. All right, sugar daddy Papa Powell. And then second thing here, that's my fundamental analysis. Technically, our algo or the platform is telling me that there's no changes or stops. I have a hedge on. I'll show you that right now. Here's a hot free tip. Thank you for watching all the way until now. I bought SH. I bought this thing for an entry on the 22nd of August. And I own it right now at an average of 11.27. Stock's trading at 11.2. I own this for 23% of my account. I've got a trim at 11.3. The risk reward is 6.8. What am I telling you? To make this really, really simple, let's look at a chart. If SH goes up, the S&P goes down. I have this on as a hedge. This is for my tactical trade account. Here's the rest of my holdings in my account. Pause the video. I'm doing pretty good. But instead of selling these stocks, what I want to do is hedge the position, which means that I own it. And I'm giving you a free tip right now. I'm telling you $7 reward for every $1 of risk. It's 10 cents to blow the low out at roughly 11.1. You can buy it right now for cheaper than I own it. This is free insurance for me. Do you have insurance? Remember, you want to buy insurance when you don't need it. Right now, what don't you need? You don't need insurance. VIX at 17 says that the market is calm, it is true, cool, it is tranquil, which basically means check, 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 check. It's all priced in. If anything disappoints, or if we get a hawkish 50, God forbid, what's going to happen? Exactly. So this is where I'm starting to flip-flop. I started buying a lot of stocks on Friday, and I'll show you that right now. All right, so scenario number 1 or number 2. I'm 25%. I'm still 75% in. If we make it to 575, cool, I'm not buying. I want to see a back test to 560, either on a weekly or monthly perspective. Otherwise, for the month of September, I have to be ready to buy as low as 511. Our current monthly low, I believe, is 539, which is a test to the month below. All right, so what did I do? All right, let's actually close this out. I'll give you all the tips today because I'm going to leave you with a comment at the end if you want to come join me and see what I do off of YouTube. Here's everything I did on Thursday. I had a shopping list. I said, hey, I'm not buying anything until we get scenario number 1 or number 2. Guess what my monkey brain did? It said, I want to go buy some stocks. And that's exactly what I did. Here's what I bought. Pause the video. There's a whole bunch of stocks on here. Some stocks I got fills on, some stocks I didn't. If they're yellow, it means there's a corresponding bid with it. Some stocks got filled, some stocks did not. I'll go through and show you all this on the stream again tomorrow. I'll show you. But anyways, make it really simple. I bought a whole bunch of stocks when I said I wouldn't, right? I had about 22% cash at the time. I redeployed some of that. That did not leave that included the ones that I trimmed to move into other starters. Now I'm basically talking about scenario number 1 and number 2. And today I was feeling the itch to buy more. So I'm like, oh my God, I feel like buying more and we're right on resistance. So what did I do instead? I proceeded to sell. I exited my crypto small account. And here's what I did today. Feels right to trim with S&P back at 465. Either stocks go higher and I have a bit less of something that's working. Again, 75 cents on the dollar. So if we look down to here, I'm bidding 15% on my stocks right now, 24.9%. That's where I get that 25% from. And this is a 401k account. I'm not using stop losses. There's no glove, no love. Yeah, I don't have a glove on this one. I might get pregnant with a bad trade. I'm ready for that. I got a couple of losers right now, like Boeing, down 14%. I think that's my biggest loser. Yeah, Boeing's my loser, right? I got prego with that one. Anyways, looking here, I trimmed a lot of my names that are working, and I'm rebidding them lower. So trim here, rebid 50 cents lower for the same dollar amount, which means I just want to get more shares. Or I'll have something that's working. Looking here at Under Armour, it's currently 4% of my account. I want it to be 7. I'm currently up by 7%, and I have some realized profit. So what does that mean? Read the note again. Let's just read it here to make sure we're on the same page. Either stocks go higher and I have a bit less of something that's working, or stocks go down and I have more ammo. Hey, I'm okay with either scenario. We've talked about this many times in this channel. So here I'm going to go to, what are you going to regret more? Again, keyword being more. For me, I always regret my stocks going down. Always. I'm always going to be number 1. So what am I doing now? I'm heeding the warning that when the market was down here, I did not have any ammo. I was like 95% invested. I saw my portfolio go down and I felt helpless. So I trimmed and I trimmed again. I raised some cash. All right, now let's go down here to why I'm trimming. No, this is a longer video. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. Do I have anything else to go through here too? Let me just double check. We talked about SH. There's an SCP tomorrow. Man, that's going to matter. 2 o'clock and 2:30. Expect there to be a knee-jerk reaction. What a knee-jerk reaction is, whichever way we go from 2 to 2:30, we often go the opposite way after. If we rally in between 2 to 3, I'll be looking to sell the rip. If we go down from 2 to 3, that would give me a higher level of comfort for us to go higher. Please rewind that and replay if it's not clear. Why? I told you one scenario good, one scenario bad. If we go up at 2 o'clock, bad. I do not want us to be higher between 2 and 2:30. The chance for a hawkish 50 press conference after that increases. All right. Why? Because the market might get a little bit of a sugar high when we hear soft landing, 1995. We see the SCP with no recession and tons of cuts. I'm still very bullish and long, but the chance of a surprise or oversized move is now lower. Everything is bullish and it's already priced in. There's the strategy we talked about. The link to go to this board is in the description. That is a free resource to you. You can also pause the video and see what I have in my portfolio. Again, I've showed it a few times now. Going back to here. If we can't make a new all-time high and hold for at least the close of this week, the stage for to stage a higher low for next week, which is what we need to continue to expand, and or backtest 560 later, we won't go to 600 plus. And the risk reward versus going back down to 510 just doesn't make sense right now. That's what we got to wait for more data. What does waiting for more data mean? Well, let's look at support resistance. We're at 563. We got to make it to 566 plus 3 points to the upside. What's our downside? It's back down to 510. We're looking at minus 50 points. Does it take a math whiz to figure that out? If you're wrong, lose 50. If you're right, make 3. And again, I'm still mostly in. I'm still mostly long. I'm like 80, 90% between all my accounts invested. But if next month we hold this low, now we can set a tighter stop. That would be at 540 or a higher low versus next month. We start to ratchet up support before eventually we break it. Look at these lows here, right? It gets easier to know if we're breaking the trend higher than it is lower because the candles just start getting smaller and we have to defend. If I'm confusing you, please replay and rewind. I'm giving you my rapid fire answer here. This is a very long video for me now at 16 minutes. There are many A+ setups out there, which means I bought and or bid lots of stuff on Friday. I'm just seeing some better opportunities. I'm still roughly 75% invested, and I will go back to 100% if we can get a back test and hold 560, or I'm going to bid, notably on a crack of 550, which is what we just talked about. There's already some stocks I'm bidding. You can see those ones right here. That's 5 stocks, 6, 7, 8, 9, which means there's at least 9 stocks I want to buy. And then for this trade account, we're currently up by 14%. If it's grayed out, we've trimmed it, we can't lose. Most of my stocks I can't lose in. Most of the stocks over here, they're also fairly well funded. If I look here to like just a name like say Altria, here the position's currently worth $90 and I've realized $45 in profit. It's half funded. If I look here to a name like Tesla, I know a lot of people like Tesla, $300 in profit. The current position's worth 114. Fully funded times 2. All right, so I think that's pretty much it. Very long video now, but if you want to come trade with me, Justin from YouTube, we have a sale on that we kind of forgot about. We don't often do sales, but you can go to thealgo.com to trade with me. We're going to leave the sale open until midnight tonight, and then we're shutting our sales off until Black Friday. So again, that would get you access to my 401k account, access to my portfolio account, access to my channel where all my notes are, and access to me. All right, thank you very much for tuning in. Watch the video on the left, or I will see you guys tomorrow morning. Thanks so much.